presidential candidate. We take the forms as they are. We make copies of the originals for them. Remember, they have their agents' forms. We make copies of the original. We tell them, okay, these are the copies of our original. Have your agent's forms, compare with our originals, but also what we are going to do is not a verification process. We'll do a forensic audit for you. We'll call the RO, he will sit on the table there, he will go form by form. Is it the same serial number? Is it from that polling station? We provided microtext readers, we provided watermark readers of the originals. The agents are seated there, they will check, and they will look at it. And the form will have the Iebc, it will have the watermark reader, it will have everything. So even if you don't have the forms at the CTC and at the polling station, and you had the form at the constituency, and you are given the form as at the NTC, you could still verify and actually check. After that, they will go to an ICT desk. The ICT now will confirm whether those forms and what is in the portal is the same. And some of the persons who've sworn some of the affidavits in the petition were seated on those tables. The ICT will open up this portal. He say, oh, this is the public portal. I am looking at the form. Let's confirm what is in the form, what is in the, do they tally? They tally. If there's any issue, we do an error report, which we have provided to the court. We have provided error report to them. That process is documented. And even if you didn't have all those agents, then you had an opportunity to do at the National Tallying Center. After that, we tell them, okay, we've started populating the C. Now, have you verified this polling station? Yes. Okay, now we put that into our C. And the idea that the C was kept on changing and some officers had access to the C, actually that allegation falls off. Why? 14 officers, and we've attached that into the affidavit of Martin Nyaga, including the chairman's PA, Mr. Abdi Daher, who is a registered, who is a returning officer, and 14 other persons were mandated to actually do that verification process on the table. There's a process for them to be given that access, and the access, what access do they have? People are burning up a lot of things, servers and things like that. So there are 3 applications level in any system. You will have the application, you will have the operating system and the network, okay? So everyone has access. So they have access for the verification of the 34C. So they'll be told, we're putting in this polling station to the C, are you okay with it? Does this tally with what is in the original? They will say, yes, that is populated. When we finish for one constituency, we print that aspect of the Form 34C, because Form 34C is something that is gradual. The verified form from the form that has traveled from Kipini in Lamu to the CTC, Constituency Tallying Center, through the portal, physically through Bomas, through the verification desks of the agents and the people complaining here, now they are told, are you okay if we put into the C? It's put into the C. It's printed out, and that is what was being announced. So if you got the logs for the C, it will say, the person who's authorized printed out a C, because it was being announced. Some of the commissioners now complaining were announcing those forms, and it's incremental. It will go on until we finish. Now coming back to the form. So the first security feature is, if you look at the portal I've indicated, it has all those. But we've put security features to enable the court and everyone to authenticate our forms. If you open our forms in Acrobat Reader, you will get a signature panel. You will get a signature panel. And the signature panel is able to tell you the path of validation of our forms. It will tell you that this form, in fact, the timestamp you'll get on the signature panel is the same as the timestamp when that form was received at the portal. And I've projected, your ladyship have projected there. And if you are a good Acrobat, it will tell you, it will give you a signature panel. It will tell you that this form was not first modified. If you have any PDF form document and you have modified, it will tell you this document was modified on this date by XYZ. It will tell you this form has not been modified from that date. It will also give you assigning a signature. You see that time there? That is the time that is on when it was received on the portal. It's the same timestamp that when you open any form on the portal, it will indicate. So the allegation that forms were intercepted, staging happened, the authentication of our